Himadri Pattanaik, Managing Director, XM Logistics Private Limited. As the Managing Director of XM Logistics, Mr. Pattanaik has successfully steered the company from being a startup to rupees 250 crore enterprise with more than 30 branches across.
So I am now going to just go on to the speaker from second right, which is Mr. Himadri, and he probably will touch upon some of the things that are required from EXIM perspective, but then the forum for each panelist is broad enough and we can just pick up any topic that we feel is going to contribute and add to what is there as the larger theme of the particular session.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Himadri Pattanaik from EXIM Logistics Private Limited. We are a total logistic company into road transport, custom clearance and freight forwarding. And we have presence in almost entire India, around 42 offices. So today I am here to talk about the impact of road transportation, freight forwarding and custom clearance overall in logistic trade, and in fact how to reduce the cost, why the road transportation industry cost is so high, and why when we compare it to the European countries like Germany, France and other countries, US even, our cost is around 14%, India's cost is around 14%, whereas their cost around is 8%. So in that perspective, I'd like to tell you things which you might not be knowing, like the impact of the cost of vehicle, the diesel cost, and the time that we're taking, the time and all, which we need to analyze as shippers, as manufacturers, we need to analyze. And in terms of LPI, Logistic Performance Index, that the global index that we have, where we stand 38, and where we can improve as a custom broker, the custom broker, that index has gone down. India has gone down in that index. And apart from that, in terms of freight forwarding, how the manufacturing industry and the shippers can reduce the cost, the ocean freight, total cost, and ocean freight is a part of it. So I'll be giving you some ideas which might help the industry. And overall, with our interaction and all, many new ideas and many new things will come out, will evolve, and it will help the trade going forward. And up to large extent, I think many outcomes, many new things will come up today, and this will help us. Thank you.
Himadri, from you are, I think, almost a startup, and you've scaled up significantly. So from your side as a young entrepreneur, as well as being in the system, as well as battling the system, your views as to how upscaling and upskilling is happening for your organization and the industry.
Thank you, sir. In fact, we are not a startup. We started in the year 2006. So almost 16, 17 years we are there in the trade. So, sir, what was your question? Upskilling?
Skilling as well as how you have scaled up.
Okay. Skilling and how we have scaled up. In Orissa, actually, skilling of manpower is a problem. But of late, we have started with this PMKVY, I think 1, 2, 3, right now PMKVY 4 is going up. Along with that, NAPS and NATS scheme is there. I think many people are taking the advantage of both NAPS and NATS scheme, wherein Government of India is extending support up to, I think, rupees 4,500 rupees per month for one newcomer employee. Starting from standard 6 to graduate employee, they're giving 1,500 to 4,500 rupees. So that is in fact helping logistic trade. In fact, we are into that also. Coming to upscaling and all, like in India, we have a lot of problems. So Odisha also, logistic industry, they do not have, there is no logistic policy. There is a MMTG Act, Multimodal Transport of Goods Act, 1993, 30 years before. I think many people are not aware about that. That act is still exists, and we all are governed by that act, whether it is a CFS or a warehouse or a ICD or a port. We are operated by 1993 law, MMTG Act. And there is no clear-cut definition in that. So due to that, even I am getting a bank, when going for bank finance, they said, what is logistics? The bank manager itself, he doesn't know what is logistics and which law is governing logistics. So industry which is 160 billion US dollar, roughly around 20 government agencies, around 40 sister concerns, sister agencies, and 37 EIAs and around 500 certifications, 10,000 commodities. We have a lot of problems. So this act has to be repealed. One thing, and for upscaling in terms of this logistic cost, that has to go down. We are not getting that sort of margin. We are not even able to serve our loan interest in the bank in right time. But Mr. Sambasiva told this thing. So coming to this logistic cost and the problems we are facing in terms of upscaling, I would like to tell you. Correct. The cost of logistics, which I told actually, what is there in 8% in Europe, I say particularly I am giving Germany. Germany 8%, we are 14%. The cost of a vehicle in Germany in Indian rupees is around 1.4 crore. Our vehicle cost comes around 45 to 50 lakh rupees. So cost of vehicle is 1/3 than that of Germany. The gasoline cost in Germany is around $1.92, $2 US. Our diesel cost is 95-100 rupees. So in terms of diesel also we are cheaper. But why the cost is high? Because in India there is a theft of diesel en route. 15% of diesel getting theft throughout whatever we are kind of giving to the drivers. 55% of your entire transportation cost belongs to diesel or say gasoline, CNG, LNG or whatever. Out of 55%, 15% getting theft. So roughly 8.25% of your total logistic cost is being sold out or is being kind of pilferaged or theft in the market. Leaked. So if you minus 14%, minus 8.25%, it is less than Germany's logistic cost actually. Diesel and petrol being a licensed product cannot be sold out in the market. But if you go in the highways, there are a number of shops putting this diesel shops and all, drivers selling the diesels to the en route. People who doesn't have any license and all. Police and all, they're not taking any action. This is one part. Second part is this oil companies like Indian Oil, BPCL and all those petrol pumps, they are discounting the challans. We are giving diesels through mobile apps and they are discounting the challans. Drivers sometimes discounting the entire quantity of diesel given to them through the app. Only companies, Reliance, through whom in fact this particular kind of thing doesn't happen. It cannot happen. They have many restrictions put in their digitization and system and all. So this is one of the biggest aspect, and we're talking about ULIP. So far we are not talking about this oil companies getting integrated to ULIP, this Unified Logistic Integrated Portal. So they have to be linked up. These home departments of state governments have to be linked up. The state governments have to take action on this diesel theft en route and all, with the petrol pumps and all. This is one of the area which we have to touch. Second most important aspect, being a vehicle owner, we are suffering like the TAT time, turnaround time. There are companies like JSPL where TAT time is 6 hours. Our vehicle goes and comes out. The beauty of the system is that we're saving a lot of money out of that. But there are companies, I should not name them, they take 3 days. The driver goes inside, doesn't have any food to eat. He remains inside. How he survives for 3 days, God knows. So you have to reduce that time while taking the vehicle inside the plant. I'm giving examples like OMC Daitari, they remove 1300 vehicles in a single day in 12 hours time. Tata Steel Sukinda Mines remove around 600 vehicles in 8 to 10 hours time. There are plants also, they remove 30 vehicles in 4 days time. I think people might have experienced that. That also increasing to the logistic cost. Fourth part is the driver. We're not talking about the drivers. Drivers are, 6 standard pass. We have a BS6 vehicle with telematics system, and this identifies when vehicle theft occurs or they discount the challans and a particular quantity of diesel doesn't enter into the system. We can identify through the telematics system how the driver drives and what he does exactly with the vehicle. But he's not trained, and nobody bothers to train him. We are selling vehicles, but we do not have any training center. Driver do not have soft skills. Roughly 65% of India's cargo getting transported through roads, and drivers are very important for that. So In terms of upscaling, we are giving training to them. We have in-house training manual. We have developed on our own, and kind of giving that reward recognition thing we developed on our own, kind of to identify them with our organization to sustain for a long run. And in terms of this green energy and sustainability, I would like to add one more thing. Diesel vehicles are going to kind of may go away in next 8 to 10 years time max, because OEMs have launched this new vehicles, LNG vehicles, liquid natural gas vehicles, wherein the mileage will go for 1,000 kilometers. One load, it will go for 1,000 kilometers. And it will impact, in fact, this green carbon emission and all, this will impact in a positive way. So these are the things. So we are looking forward to it, to this LNG vehicle and all for upscaling and all.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Captain Nitin Puri.